These are the lessons I wish I knew in my early 20s. Now, before we get this video started, please, if you can leave a like and a comment or even subscribe, that will be able to help me a lot more than you can imagine. So in the comment section, you can give me feedback on how I can do these videos better. Your feedback is going to help me make sure that the next video is better and better and better. Now let's go back to the video. Now, lesson number 1. If I can go back in time and tell my younger self some advice, the first one would be to try as many things as possible. Because you're so young in your early 20s, you can try and fail at so many things and not really lose anything. The one thing you have when you're younger is time. You don't have responsibility, and most people don't have money in their early 20s, so you have time. And time is very valuable. There's two different monetary values, one being time and the other being money. If you have time or if you have money, then you're in a good spot. You don't have to have both of them. You just need to have one of them. With money, you can hire people and do the work for you. And with time, you can spend a lot of time figure out what works for you. And in your early 20s, time is what you have. Because most people in their early 20s don't have money. So if you have time, so what should you do with it? And me, if I can go back in time, I would first of all tell my younger self to use my time wisely. Don't procrastinate. You guys know the amount of ideas I had in my early 20s? I was a very creative kid when it came to what I wanted to do with my life. I always knew that I wanted to do some type of online presence, influential purpose thingy. But my issue was that the time between my thoughts and action was very large. I like to procrastinate a lot. And I was using drugs and I was using different type of methods to distract myself a lot. So you have time to try different things and to keep trying until something clicks to you. Because in your 20s, there's two ways you can live your 20s. One being live it up 20s, and the live it up 20s is to just live your life in your 20s and not really and not care about what the future holds for you. And for some people that works. A lot of people don't like to worry about the tomorrow and they don't care about worrying about the tomorrow because they believe that they'll be okay. And then the second way of doing it, which is how I like to do it, is build it up 20s. Build it up 20s is simple. It's pretty much trying so many different things, building a solid foundation. So once you reach 30, you have something to build on. Because 30s is 20s but with money. 30s is when you reach your peak mindset, peak physique, peak look, peak everything. So what's the point of figuring your life out once you reach 30? Because now you're reaching peak everything but you still don't have money. So when you're in your early 20s, you want to make sure that once you reach 30, you're in a stable place to build on. I'm not saying you're supposed to create a whole business in your 20s. I'm saying figure out what you want to do. So once you reach 30, you can actually expand on it. You can build a house on that foundation. You can build a hotel on that foundation, matter of fact. You can build whatever you want. Now, the second lesson being cut the people that are not meant to be in your life off and cut them quick. Because look, I'm going to show you what it looks like. So let's say this is you and this is your friends, right? Now, let's say you decided to start working out. You decided to start your own business. You started to start doing all these things and you're leveling up in life. You're being up there. Now, think about it this way. There's an elastic that connects you to your friends, and your friends are down there and you're up there. So what happens? There's three scenarios that can happen. One being that the elastic tension is so high that they'll drag you back down to their level, which happens more often than not. The second scenario being that you drag them up with you, which doesn't happen often because one person trying to change a whole group of people is pretty much impossible. You might change a 1-2 person with you that will go up, but pretty much everything else will stay right there. So the scenario that happens the most is they'll drag you back down to their level. Because people, they only hate from below. You will never have somebody hate from you from above. Nobody that's doing better than you will come and hate on you. Now the third scenario being that you grab a pair of scissors and you cut that elastic off. And you let them do whatever they want to do in their life. You just keep growing. Because you know what they say. They say surround yourself with 5 people that are doing better than you and you'll end up doing better. And this is something I wish I can go back in time and tell myself, because I like to surround myself with bums that I was obviously doing better than them, but they never really inclined me to do better in the first place. I was just doing better than them regardless. So I came to realize that I would rather be somebody that's doing worse than my friends than somebody that's doing so much better than my friends. Because if you have the competitive in you, the Kobe Bryant in you, You will not allow it to happen. Now, if you're already doing better than them, then there's no incentive for you to get up and do better because you're already doing better than all your friend groups. But if you're doing worse than your friend group, then you have all the reasons and all the competitive in you will come out just to come and do better than these people. Like, for example, if you are around 5 runners, they like to run 20 miles a day, right? And you haven't ran a single mile in your life. What's going to happen? It's either you're going to drop them off because you don't have that competitive in you and they make you feel like shit about yourself, or you're going to get your ass up and start running 20 miles a day as well, and eventually beat them and start running 30 miles a day, 40 miles a day. Now, let's take that same scenario, but let's say your friends, they like to smoke every day and you don't smoke. You work out, you do everything better than these people. Is that really going to make you get up and do much better than that? Or you're just going to be comfortable just working out and doing just a tiny bit better than these people? Obviously, you're just going to do just a tiny bit better than these people. So the friend groups is very important to cut them off. The earlier the better, because you create less tension. If there's one lesson I wish I learned in my early 20s and I'm still learning till this day, is less planning and more acting. See, the thing about me, and I'm pretty sure that's the thing with a lot of people, is I like to know what I'm getting myself into. I like to know the details of every single thing about the things that I'm trying to get into, instead of just trying and failing and trying again and failing and eventually figuring it out. So I like to plan everything out to the perfection so once I try, I can win on my first attempt. And the issue with that, for example, if I were to wait to see how I can make the perfect video, I would never even drop one video in the first place. But I came to understand that it's better to drop more videos and to do it more often than not, to be able to learn as I go, to be able to learn how to make a better video. I got a mic now, so the audio is definitely better. The camera, I'm trying to make it better. Obviously, the more attempt you give and the more you try, the more you get better. And let me tell you about the story, because I've seen this twice last week and I think it's very valuable for people to know. The story is a photographer teacher, right? He split his classes into two groups, one being the quality group, the other being the quantity group. The quantity group, their goal is to take as many pictures as possible, and they will be graded on the amount of pictures they took. And I think the amount of pictures they were supposed to take was 100 pictures for the term. And then the other group only had to present one picture, and that picture had to have been perfect. And they were going to be graded on the quality of the picture itself. Now, when I first heard about that story, I told myself, okay, the person who took the one picture and made sure it was perfect definitely did better, right? But no, that wasn't the case. The case was the people that took more pictures, they ended up doing much better in the sense of the quality of the picture itself. You know why? They tried more often. They were able to adjust and do better next time until they found the flow. While the quality groups didn't try enough. They only took one picture and they would try and make it perfect. So if I can go back in time, it's tell myself, don't worry about perfection. Worry about giving the reps in. Try more often than not. Fail. So this is the lessons I would tell myself if I were in my early 20s. And if you're somebody that's in your early 20s, please take these lessons seriously, because you don't want to waste your life and get to my age, which I'm 26, and realize that you should have done them earlier. There's nothing wrong about being 26. If you're 26 and just learning about these lessons, it's not too late. You're still in your 20s. It's just you have less time for trial and error. Now you really have to be calculated with your decisions. So yeah, just a reminder, if you stayed this far, which I really doubt it, I'm really making these videos for myself at this point, because this YouTube channel is a journal to myself. I'm not really like dying to have an audience. But if you are watching and you watch this far, please drop a comment and let me know you did, so I know you're a real one. And yeah, peace.